Saturday nights are made for fighting, and it's time for the garage. Dynamite after dark.
Tell me what's my age. Tell me what's my occupation. Tell me what's my race. Tell me is it with inflation. Tell me what's my age. Tell me what's my race. Tell me all my sexual distaste. Tell me what you need. Tell me how you feel. And tell me all your information. I wanna know. I wanna know. I wanna know. I wanna know. Tell me how it's priced. Tell me if the item is for sale, and tell me if it is.
Good evening, everybody. This is your December 23rd, 2023 edition of The Garage Collision After Dark. I am the effing expert, Mr. Isaacs. And Canada Dry is clicking something for some reason.
I'm trying to open the garage door. It's not working. I think this thing needs new batteries. I just found a race car in my room, and I have no idea how it got there.
Christmas come early for you.
I don't know. It's weird. It's just I'm looking. Is that a race car?
They got there via the accelerator. Duh.
Where? Yeah, maybe. I'm like, where did this race car come from?
Introduce yourself, fine sir.
Oh, if you don't know me, why don't you know me? I am the patron saint of professional wrestling. I am that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I make GM Joe yawn. I'm Canada effing dry.
You don't make me. It's just been a long day for me.
I know.
This,
It's a tough day, pumpkin.
this sleepy bear down below, the aforementioned Mr. Joe. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the crowd, sir.
Good evening, everybody. You all know me as GM Joe, effing Golden Graham. Just here to talk some wrestling, have a good time.
I think that GM Joe is kind of like myself and many others out there. We're men on Christmas Eve, and it's like we're just running on E. There's just not much left.
We know what we need.
What's that?
You know what we need?
Energy.
We need a Christmas miracle. We're at one of the points in the show where we're just down on our luck, and we need that Christmas miracle, and somehow it just happens.
Now, who is going to provide this miracle?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes it's fairy godmothers. Sometimes it's just something happens. Sometimes it's an angel. You know.
All right. What about if the Grinch or Krampus show up?
I like my chances with the Grinch because he's a born again Christian.
Okay.
Yeah, he had Jesus in his heart when he went around with the Doris guys.
Are we talking about pre-grow hearts Grinch or post-grown heart Grinch?
Well, he received Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior when he was about to save everything. That's when his heart got bigger. It was actually him welcoming the Lord into his heart.
All right. I actually did not ever make that connection, but that totally makes sense.
But we're starting a whole brand new theology here with that.
Well, let's just go ahead and start with a little side quest before we even get to Collision. Now, gentlemen, I wanted to ask the two of you, and I'll answer myself, what is your favorite Christmas movie? Can't F and Dry, I will start with you.
I think I really fell in love with Bill Murray in Scrooged. I
All
think.
right.
I think it's just this funny retelling of the Dickens tale. That's just like he's putting staplers on the dog's ears to. It's just it's a classic. I think.
Absolutely. GM Joe, what is your pick?
Oh, Home Alone. Love that movie.
Very solid. Yeah. I mean, obviously that's one that's probably going to rank up there with most people. For me, as a Midwestern guy with a dark sense of humor, Southern/Midwestern guy,
Ernest Saves Christmas.
I got to say Christmas Vacation.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I got to say Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's that I grew up watching that, watching my dad, the original Big Bill, sitting there cackling at it every year. And it just holds a special place in my heart. And as I grow up, I'm kind of that crazy Clark Griswold man now. And I'm sure
Hey,
GM Joe's
look
probably
at
the
this.
same.
Aaron, I think you pissed Rennie off. You know what? I don't care. I don't know what the fuck I did, so.
Okay, let's go to the opposite end. What Christmas movie do you hate?
Oh God, I don't know that I could say that I hate any Christmas movie.
Oh, I'll tell you mine. I hate
What's
A Christmas
yours?
Story. I hate that it's gone for 24 hours
Oh,
straight.
Whoa, that's a hot take and a
I
half.
hate that every time I turn on this channel, it's at the same point in the movie every time. I hate it.
That's Bobby's good little piggy. Now, did your mother dress you up as the pig, Jim Joe? Is that what it is?
No.
Look at this lamp. It's a perfectly good lamp. Yeah, I'm not huge on A Christmas Story. I like it. I really never even sat down and watched it until I was grown. Most people watched it growing up. I didn't ever watch it growing up, so it was kind of new to me as an adult. It's all right. Canada Dry, do you have a least favorite Christmas film?
I'm gonna say maybe Ernest Saves Christmas is probably the one for me.
All right.
Anything Ernest is pretty bad.
Maybe if we remade it with John Cena in the title character.
Yes. John Cena looks like Jack.
John Cena as Ernest.
Yeah. He literally
Did you
looks
guys
like
see that burn by Tiff in the chat on Michael Smith?
No, I did not.
No.
So she said he looks like someone who cranks their engine on their old car before they can drive off.
That's such an oddly
I know, but it just made me
specific-
laugh so much.
It's a very specific burn right there.
So earlier, like I was talking to Caleb, he's now got 15 trust points.
Oh, he's getting up there, man.
But then he was not too happy with those 15 trust points after I gave you 1,000 and GM Joe 1,000.
I was like, he ain't got nothing on my trust points.
But he was like, so he wanted to see if he could get a little more, and I said, well, not today. I'm fresh out of points.
Yeah, GM Joe and myself, we are like major contributors around here. So we command a high trust point price.
Yeah.
So,
And every time I'm writing trust points, I just have to laugh because it's so ridiculous.
it kind of sounds like some goofy shtick that like Chris Jericho would have done in WWE or something.
Yeah.
I feel like a cult leader saying it.
The night time is the right time.
That's why I'm laughing. It's like, I'm a cult leader. I happen to have a Kool-Aid shirt. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. All the signs are there. Why didn't we see it before?
Why did we not know all this time we've been brainwashed?
We're waiting for that one big final stream that we're all wearing the Kool-Aid shirts, and then all of a sudden you just don't see any of us ever again.
Oh, I've been wrestling in the news for all the wrong reasons. It was a cult.
All right, gentlemen.
We
You
got to
guys
get to our
know-
first match, right? We had a nice side quest there.
you guys know why we're here. We're here to review Collision, and we started out pretty hot here, fellas. We went straight into match number 1. Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli. GM Joe, I will start with you. What did you think of the opening match?
Oh, I love this match. God, it was just like I love like the fact that like they just went at it. I imagine like this is what they do in training, like on their off time, because this is what it looked like. They were countering each other. They knew everything's moves. Like they just worked so well together. Like I loved it. Like I just sat there and just took it all in. Like once again, it's a Danielson match, and he's with someone who can easily rise to his level. Like the strength of Claudio is ridiculous. Like it was just fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't F and dry. What'd you think?
They brought it. Like when these guys came in and Claudio was last, you're like, oh, they're really trying to push Claudio as this big threat here. And there's little nuances like that you got to pay attention to. He stepped up tonight. Like he looked really good. It's like when someone you get in the ring with Danielson, he elevates you. And I think Claudio really stood up and elevated his game tonight. And it was a good back and forth flow. And I think they both got in about 50% of the injuries. So ending in a draw, it's beautiful. And what a way to get Danielson to the finals, just inching in.
Yeah. Yeah, my personal thoughts on this match, obviously, you guys know I'm a Danielson mark. You know this. I absolutely love this match. I mean, just they came hot right out of the gate, ran right up the middle of the ring towards each other. Hard hitting, technical, couple of high spots in appropriate places. It makes me scared Danielson's going to break his neck. Momoka says Aaron will always be sexy looking. I agree. I mean, what can you say? You can't argue with that. But
Who better?
This was a damn good match. And I think the rest of the card is going to be hard to overcome how great that opening match was. But yeah, we'll go ahead and move on to match number 2.
Let's see what Noob has to say here.
Oh, hey, Noob. What's up, man? He says, it's an amazing match, and this is the first time this match ends with a draw. I hope a great way to start the show. Yeah, I mean, the draw thing was interesting. I kind of like the storytelling element of Bryan Danielson is so beat up, and he's working with one eye, and he's just barely getting across that finish line. I love all the little nuanced in-ring storytelling of this Continental Classic. I wish we could just keep the style of wrestling. Like let's not do the best friends or any of that bullshit anymore. Let's just do this style of wrestling from now on. That would make me happy.
That kind of breaks my heart a little bit. I like this, but I like everything else.
Like I said before, AEW is at its best when it has a wide variety of wrestling.
Yes, I love everything. I love this, but I love everything. Like that's what to me sets it apart, because it just has this different feeling than other shows.
It does.
It's got its distinct feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not just one particular style. And I think that's how it should be. Give a little bit to everybody on the card. I like that.
Well, which is interesting to say, because WWE only has one style. That's WWE style.
Yeah, the WWE
Everyone has
style.
to conform to that.
Yeah.
Because it
absolutely.
has this. And that's why it kind of feels like sometimes Raw or SmackDown is just kind of slower.
It's kind of a double-edged sword. Because it's like if everything is kind of homogenized, like it's not terrible, but it's generally not great. It's just kind of good in the middle.
Yeah, it's staying there to just kind of like it's like your least favorite pop flavor. But like,
whereas something like AEW, it's like the bads of AEW are bad, the goods of AEW are like really high. So like the average,
there's no medium in AEW, right? So
Yeah.
they're really good or really bad.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean that's kind of how I feel.
And then WWE kind of has a stinker here and there, but mostly it's just monotone.
I was just getting ready to use the
very
word
much
monotonous.
flat
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's homogenized. I mean, it's very homogenized pro wrestling, sports entertainment. I don't want Vince McMahon to come slap me in the middle of the night. But yeah, it could be a little vanilla. It can be a little boring. Man, with AEW, you kind of get a little bit of a different feel in some of the matches. So I agree with that statement.
like to jump ahead, we would never get a match like Keith Lee and Brian Cage in the WWE. Never happened.
No, we're definitely gonna get there because I like that too. Match number 2, we got the Acclaimed versus Top Flight and Action Andretti. I almost called him Mario Andretti for some reason. I will throw this to you guys, but I will just say I am not going to pretend that I sat here and really thoroughly analyzed and watched this match. What I saw of it was good, but I had a lot going on around me at the time. But the Acclaimed ended up getting the win. Canada Dry, what did you think of this match?
It was good flowing, but it seemed a little long. And these, I think you can have them, but I think you can't really make the trios matches long. So I think you gotta be able to tell the story and not kind of forget everything. Yeah, that's all I remember about this match is they won. I can't remember any. I remember Andretti having a bit of a presence in this match. Like he's the leader. You kind of got that feeling like he's the head of this little trios team.
Well, he was like mocking Daddy Ass. I did see that. Yeah, which was kind of interesting. He's like the outspoken member of the trio. Yeah. They all three still look like the same person. GM Joe, what'd you think of this match?
I mean, yeah, they look like, and it doesn't help that they're all actually wearing the same outfit now.
Yeah, I know.
Which I like, though. I ain't gonna lie. I much rather have trios dress alike than just three random.
They should dress them all like Power Rangers.
Yes.
All three would be Power Rangers.
Well, I mean, you could have Orange Cassidy redo the like he was one of the ants, right? One of the fire ants or something like that. Yeah. You could bring the ants from Chikara that kind of look like Power Rangers.
Oh, that'd be sick. You have them as the Ant-Man. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
They kind of sort of. Sorry to go on a little side quest here, but thinking of that, if you watch Lucha Underground, Mil Muertes' little minions definitely looked like the evil clay Power Rangers, like the ones that weren't very.
Oh yes, I remember that. Yes. The putties.
Yeah.
Power Rangers.
But anyway, back to this match. I like this match. It was fun. It's a nice trios match. I wouldn't mind seeing it again with a little bit more story into it, because I feel like we're getting a heel turn at least out of Max, because Max just I think they really pointed out that he hooked the tights. Daddy Ass just didn't look like he cared in this match. Like he was just annoyed and angry at the world. So
yeah, he kind of looked like he was phoning it in a little bit to me. I don't know why that is.
It has to be intentional. It's Billy Gunn.
Yeah,
there's something coming.
Yeah, so. Perhaps he's going to turn on him, and we'll see how that goes. But after the match, the Acclaimed win. Of course, we've got a Hook video promo calling out Brian Cage at World's End.
Not Brian Cage.
Oh, was it not Brian Cage? Who was it that he called out?
It was what's his name from BCC? Wheeler Yuta.
Oh, Wheeler Yuta. For some reason, I thought Shivani said that he called out Brian Cage because I kind of
it was Wheeler Yuta.
All right, well, he's gonna wrestle Wheeler Yuta then. What do we think about this? Do we think that Yuta versus Hook is going to be a decent match? Two up and comers here.
I mean, it's FTW rules, so they'll be able to use the smoke and mirrors to make it look good.
Yeah. Canada Dry, are you excited about this one?
So is this going to be at World's End, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this one.
It's probably going to be a prelim match, I would assume.
Yeah.
Prelim where this is the death match spot where you did the cool down the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel, but it's gonna happen, and we'll rate it when it happens, right?
I feel like this has 0 hour written all over it.
Sure
Match number 3, we got Brian Cage versus Keith Lee, and it was nice to see Keith Lee back and looking decent. He ended his feud of the century with Shane Taylor that we thought was going to go on to 2027. Glad to see that came to an end, and he looked really good in this match, and Brian Cage looked phenomenal in this match. This match really surprised me. This was a whole lot better than I thought it was going to be. And I mean, these two big guys, they're big, strong looking men that are athletic AF. They could jump around, they could bump around. I love this match. I thought this was really, really good. GM Joe, what'd you think?
See, I was not surprised that this match was good because I know what Brian Cage is capable of because, once again, Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
But with Keith Lee back in PWG, him and Dominic Dijakovic, whatever, I can't keep his name straight anymore.
Yeah.
But they put on bangers of matches in PWG. So I know Keith Lee is capable of so much. And I hope we get to see more of it. Because clearly he's going after Swerve next. And I hope they just give these two guys 20 minutes whenever. Just let them go. Let them finally put this to rest. This is going to be a banger of a match.
If anybody out there hasn't seen those Dijak versus Keith Lee matches, you should. Because they're really, really good. All right. Keith Lee ends up winning this match. Canada F. Andrade, did I get your thoughts? I don't think I did.
You did not, and I've been waiting patiently.
Provide them, please, sir.
All right, I'll have them on your desk. But
with the what is it? The TPS reports.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna need you to come in on the weekends, all right? Yeah, this was a great match. Brian Cage, he's such a good wrestler. I really enjoy it. I'm not just kissing his ass because I want him to come on the show, but he's so good. Keith Lee's so good. What I would have preferred to have done here was to get Brian Cage the win.
I thought that he was.
It doesn't fit the story, though.
Well, here's what I would have done. I would have made the return match be at World's End, and then kind of like a challenge to get past that first minion. So 50-50 booking, and it helps Brian Cage.
Yeah. I kind of thought that they were going to have Cage win because of the fact they'd been building him up against jobbers in recent weeks. But
yeah, that match was to build this more respectable. You need to give him a little.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask a question. We're supposed to get this triple threat on Wednesday for the Blue League Gold League finals. I don't remember which one. Do you think it's going to remain a triple threat, or do you think Keith Lee is going to come take out Swerve?
I hope not.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do
that. The thing about that is now you're going to turn the fans against Keith Lee. If they were to do that, he would be booed out of the arena.
Because if Swerve got taken out of a major match by Keith Lee would be instantaneously a massive heel. Like the crowd is loving him.
Maybe that's how we get Swerve as the face.
It could be a double turn that way.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a very real possibility. We see Tony Storm backstage with Renee. Mariah May says that she is now she has an American wrestling license. So apparently there is now a federal universal professional wrestling license. It's no longer state by state by athletic commission.
Thank you, Mariah May. I did get that money. We sent your license out. It should be in the mail.
She also said she was medically cleared too. So
yeah, and Tony Storm forgot who she was, and this I don't know. This was okay. I'm ready to see Mariah May wrestle because there's a lot of hype around her. Yeah. And I want to see what she's got. Do any of you have any thoughts on this little nothing burger segment before we move on?
No, I just want to agree with you on the Mariah May thing. I really want to see her wrestle, and I want to see her. I want to see a good quality opponent too. I don't want to just to start going on against jobbers.
Yeah.
I mean, I still love that Renee seems to have like PTSD from shoes. So.
Right. Next week they're going to have Mariah May versus that Niper Piven chick from a few months back.
Yes, I'm very excited to see Mariah. I've never seen her wrestle, so I want to see what she
haven't
has.
Either. I know my pal and co-host Liam absolutely loves her and adores her because she's British, obviously.
And JFB's a big fan of her.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see what she's got. There's a lot of hype around her. Moving on.
Tell me what you got.
Show me what you're working with.
What did you say?
Show me what you're working with. Now, one of you's got to go shake your ass.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I
Get
was
ready to
in Morty, Rick and Morty. Show us what you got.
No, well, there's also a song
Yeah.
that which Mr.
Mystical,
Isaac
shake your ass. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Old school classic. Christian Cage is out to the ring with Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne's mom enters. They still don't have a name for her. She's just Nick Wayne's mom.
Can I say something? I need Tony Khan to buy the rights to Stacy's mom.
Yes.
And just change it to Nick Wayne's mom.
Please do. Yes. Nick Wayne's mom. Oh my God. What a good looking woman.
Yeah, she's got it going on. That's for
sure. Hot woman, atrocious acting is a note that I put down here.
but you gotta say this. She's so lucky to have this gig.
Yeah.
It's a cool freaking gig.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, I'm happy for her. She's making a payday. It's all good, man. Am I the only one here that thinks that her actions were justifiable?
After the explanation, like, yeah, actually.
It's like she's supposed to be a heel and part of this bastard heel faction, and it's like her actions are kind of justifiable. Like Adam Copeland assaulted her son with a steel chair to the head while he was incapacitated, and she wanted to defend her son. That sounds like a babyface move to me. It doesn't sound like a heel move.
She had an awakening. It doesn't matter what my son is doing. I'm going to stand by him.
Yeah.
I was sitting there on the couch. I was like, please have a legit reason. Don't say something stupid. Like, please reference the concerto or something. And I was very happy that she did.
Yeah.
Then she said something else, and I'm like, that made zero sense, but I can't think of what it was at the moment.
Sweetheart, she tried. She did. She was like, you guys are booing a mother?
Yeah. Because we like Adam Copeland better, okay?
Her acting. Well, at least she's pretty. I'm glad to see her. But anyways, Christian Cage gets on the mic at that point. He addresses Adam Copeland, says that he's glad that Adam Copeland's mom is dead so that she can't watch him lose to Christian Cage again. So he accepts Copeland's challenge for World's End. Another classic Christian promo. I mean, he didn't say a whole lot here, but it just everything he says is just so like harsh and golden. The dark humor in me just absolutely loves it. Canada F and Dry, what do you think of this?
Well, I was just drawn like to the screen for this whole thing. It's just like it just sucked you in.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you get some segments, you're like, okay, can we get this up? This just is like you're immersed into this universe now. And it's just where you're just hoping that maybe Adam Copeland doesn't win because they're just drawing you in so much. So we'll see where this goes. And I always like to say that the best stories are the ones where you're like, yeah, they're kind of right.
Yeah.
Even though they're supposed to be exact, but they're kind of right.
Right. Yeah. Valid point. GM Joe, what do you think of this?
Oh, once again, another killer Christian promo. My only thing is like, I kind of hope they start putting some focus on Nick Wayne because I feel like he's definitely lost in everything at the moment. He doesn't feel important. He literally looks like a stooge just standing there smiling goofily. They need to do something with him.
Yeah. And where's Kill Switch? Where was he at?
Oh, he's coming back to cost Christian the title.
Yeah. He just all of a sudden quit coming out with him. That's very interesting. Next thing up, we have Lexi Nair backstage with Big Bill and Ricky Starks. Now, I know people have been critical of Big Bill for his charisma or lack thereof in the past, but I have to say it's kind of funny when he says diverticulitis, he thinks it's made up because his uncle has gingivitis and is totally fine.
That's a great line.
So they continue cracking jokes about Kenny Omega and his condition whenever Jericho interrupts and informs them that at some point he is still going to cash in his contract to wrestle them for the title as soon as he finds a partner. Didn't specify when. At least I didn't hear him specify
Nope.
when.
Then he even said, "I don't know when, I don't know where, and I don't know with who."
Yeah. So, Joe, what did you think of this backstage segment here?
It was stupid. Could have did without it.
Cat F and Dry, what'd you think?
I'm glad it happened because you're wondering about what's going to happen with this match, and they're kind of giving you a little hope, and that's all they're trying to do. They're trying to give you a little hope.
But
here's
the problem. We're like, it's literally a week away from World's End.
Yeah, they have Dynamite. They have Dynamite to set you up for it. So I'm thinking it's a good move to hint at it. Don't give it right away, and then have something happen on Dynamite. And but if there's something else going on, then they're like, if another match makes more sense for World's End, then they can always delay it for later.
Now, Canada Dry, what if Jericho comes out, Big Bill and Starks comes out, he says, okay, we're going to have the match, and I'm going to introduce you to my partner, and all of a sudden you hear, if I could be serious for a moment,
yeah,
and the Thrill Seekers come out and win the AEW Tag Team Championship.
I think that would be great. A great, like, what would be cooler?
I would pop for it.
Like, it's very wrestling geek, though, right?
Yeah.
It's not mainstream geek. It's wrestling geek.
Yeah. a lot of the younger fans would be like, WTF?
I think that's the problem. Like, you can't just spring this out. Like, you'd have to set this up. Whether it's Jericho on Wednesday making a cheeky remark to saying like you're going to enjoy the ride, or the thrill of the ride is coming, or something like that.
Well, no, you could just have, as soon as they do, they could have like a backstory, and he can explain that this is my first ever partner.
But they don't do that on pay-per-views. That's the problem. You want to?
No, but I say on Wednesday you do that.
Yeah, no, they need to do something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Noob is in the chat, says that it better not be Big Show, aka Paul White.
No, he got injured.
I wouldn't mind that. He's not good to go, but I wouldn't mind that for like old time's sake.
Yeah, Canada Dry is a big Jericho guy.
I think they were awesome.
Yeah, the possibility popped up in my head. What about Paul White? But then he's injured, so that's not going to happen.
I still think it's going to be Kota Ibushi. So
I think that would make the most sense. I mean, Kota Ibushi's pretty interchangeable with Kenny Omega with their close relationship, so
yep,
I think it would make sense. We got match number 4. Another Continental Classic match. We got Brody King versus Daniel Garcia. Now, I got to be honest again, guys. I got 2 back-to-back phone calls during this match, so I really did not watch any of this match. Canada F and Dry, what'd you think?
For which one?
Brody King versus Daniel Garcia.
This match was all Brody King. And it was just about Brody King beating the shit out of this guy. And Garcia's so freaking tough that he just kept on getting up. So this is all just about how tough Garcia is. They're trying to really paint this picture of this tough wrestler. And he pulls out the win. So what can you say about that?
GM Joe, what do you think?
I really like this match, like especially when Garcia pulled out the win. Like I just sat back and got this big smile on my face. Like I love Daniel Garcia, and I really want more. And Daddy Magic on commentary has added so much to Garcia's matches.
Yeah,
like it's ridiculous.
He's really good on commentary, and he was one of the color commentators for like one of the Dark shows, right? I
think so.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yeah. It was either Dark or Dark Elevation. I don't remember which one, but he was
I
one
never
of the
watched him,
ones
so I
there.
wouldn't know.
The thing that makes me remember it the most is when I went to Dynamite Live and they filmed one of those. He was at the commentary table for the whole show. But yeah, he is good. He's got a lot of personality. He's good on the microphone. He's a good talker. I could see him having a future in color commentary on one of AEW's like B shows, or maybe when Taz retires or something. I could see him maybe stepping in
for radio though.
Yeah. I mean,
but to be fair, like AEW doesn't really put a lot of camera time on their on their guys anyway. It's not like
They really
WWE
don't.
where they just sat there and let them cut a 2-minute promo.
They don't do the thing like in between matches where like, you know, Michael Cole and Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves, they have to sit there and do their hand motions and be like, well, Roman Reigns came out here and then LA Knight came
I'm so glad
here.
they don't waste time on stuff like that.
You know, so they always do the hand motions every time they talk about a segment.
They do go to the crowd, at least, sorry, the announcers at least once in the show.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not as frequent though, which is
sometimes never, but
yeah. I like it better when they have the commentary at ringside. Like it's like
some of the shows.
Yeah, it's like some of them they're at ringside and some of them they're in the back in the old like Nitro area position. But I don't know what the difference is there, but I like the commentary table being right at ringside.
What about the one right in the middle? Remember they used that one that was right in the middle?
Oh,
for WWF.
I think so. I think I remember.
Yeah, it wasn't right in the back. It was right in the middle. It was like, why?
Yeah. We got match number 5. We got Sky Blue and Julia Hart versus Abaddon and a returning Thunder Rosa. My God, why did Sky Blue look like that tonight? Jesus Christ.
Jesus
Christ. Rosa and Abaddon end up getting the win here. I'll just give you my thoughts real quick and then I'll cut to you guys. I thought this was a solid match. I thought Abaddon clearly was the sore thumb. Like, she's just really not that good, I don't think. The other 3 women, I think, were pretty good in this match. Pretty serviceable. I'm glad to see Thunder Rosa back. She looked really good. It was an all right match. Didn't love it, didn't hate it. It was all right. Abaddon probably shouldn't have been involved in this. GM Joe, what do you think of this match?
I mean, it was okay, but like the last time we saw Thunder Rosa, she was the champion, so she feels very out of place in this. Like she's like forced in, and it does for me. It doesn't work.
It's a round hole going in a square peg.
Yeah,
it's very weird to see her come out and defend Abaddon. Like it's just
it's
so random. But I mean,
yeah, it's like we went for burritos one time, I guess. We went for burritos that one time. It was awesome.
That one
now
time.
I'm gonna help you out.
Well, maybe they celebrated what was it, Day of the Dead together. Because you know, Abaddon already looks dead. So she didn't have to dress up or anything.
Yeah, so maybe they have that kindred spirits.
Yeah, had to be something like that. But yeah, I'm glad to see her back. I think she looks better with longer blonde hair. I think it looks better than the way she looked before. And she looked really good here. We got Canada Dry. We just got your response, right? We got to get GM Joe now.
No.
Or is that opposite?
Other way.
Okay. Canada F and Dry, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, like Sky Blue. Look at she really stood out for not just her looks.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's just a domino effect of that outfit. But like you draw the attention and then you perform. So like she's using it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so
she gets better every time we see her in the ring.
Yeah, so it's not just the look, but it's like she is a bigger star now than she was a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not just the look. She is legitimately good. Yeah. I mean, we make jokes about the looks and everything, but yeah, she's legitimately good and she's young and she's just she's still coming into her own as a wrestler and as a performer.
She's what, like 22 years old?
24.
She's pretty young, yeah.
24. Her and
Julia's 21.
Yeah, Julia's young, like
yeah.
And then they have Billy Starks and ROH. Like the future of this women's division looks really good.
And Billy Starks, I'm a big fan of her because she's a Kentuckian. So
there you go.
Yeah. Yep. So I got to root for the Kentuckians. I'm hoping that you know, Hollywood Haley J, who apparently I watched the documentary. She apparently is from my town.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I
may have run one time, not even knew.
Yeah, I probably ran into this girl at some point and just didn't even know.
You're like, can you buy me a beer? She's like, yeah.
So I got to pull for her now too. I want to see her back in AEW. But yeah, moving on. We got match number 6. We are at the main event, guys. It is Andrade El Idolo versus Eddie Kingston. Canada F and Dry. I'll start with you on this particular match. What did you think of the main event?
we're at main event already.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This was the best Eddie Kingston match I've seen. Period. To me, Andrade brought the great parts of Eddie Kingston out. And I was really impressed. I'm not an Eddie Kingston guy, so to say that I'm sharing this, it was good. The way they set it up too. He's losing the first two, and then he comes back, and now he's going to the final. So it's just, I don't root for Eddie Kingston, but this was pretty good storytelling.
Yeah, absolutely. And GM Joe, if I remember correctly, you're not a big Kingston guy either, right?
No.
So what did you think of the main event here?
Match was fine. I hated the ending. I don't want to see Eddie Kingston because I feel like Eddie Kingston's going to beat Bryan Danielson next week, which means that it's not going to be Swerve winning, that it's going to be Moxley winning. And then they're going to let freaking Eddie Kingston beat Moxley. And I just don't
imagine that. That's not good. That's bad booking.
I don't want Kingston to be the first Triple Crown champion. No. Anyone but him.
I don't think Kingston would win it.
I don't know.
But I think maybe possibly could be in the final. Never know.
Yeah. My personal thoughts on this, I thought this was a really good match. Probably is one of the best Kingston matches I've ever seen.
It's not saying much, though. It's not a high bar to clear.
Yeah, I mean, Kingston is a very average wrestler, but he put on a good show here.
But I think that's saying something. Anytime it goes up and you're entertained by it, you got to give him the props.
Yeah, he's entertaining. He's an entertaining guy. I love his promos. He's looked pretty good in this tournament, in my opinion. Andrade's looks amazing. Like he's
one. I will be way more interested in Andrade and Danielson again.
Well, the Andrade Bryan Danielson story would be there because he hurt him the first time. So I thought,
he hurt his eye. Yeah. So I know what they're doing here. They want to dangle the carrot in front of the face of whether or not Kingston's going to retain the Ring of Honor and New Japan Strong Championships. So I know that's why they put Kingston over. I'm with you guys. I would have rather seen Andrade. Andrade is just a much better wrestler, and I would just love to see him go against Danielson again. I don't think Kingston's going to go over Danielson. I think Danielson's going to win, but I think Danielson's going to lose to whoever wins the other bracket.
If that's the case, then it should be Swerve. Swerve should pin Mox.
I'm really hoping
Danielson.
I wouldn't mind if Bryan Danielson won the whole thing.
Yeah, but
because at least he finally has his AEW title.
I mean, I get that, but then 4 days later, he's going over to New Japan to fight Okada, and I don't think
he can bring it with him and defend it. Why not and beat him?
Because I think he's going.
I suppose that would be a good aesthetic to see him come over there with multiple title belts and walk out onto the Wrestle Kingdom stage. Maybe that is the direction they're going. I don't know.
I would love it.
I guess it's a distinct
possibility.
I
want Swerve to win it just because I love Swerve, but I'm good with either.
I can't wait to see Danielson Okada too, because I guarantee their New Japan match is going to be a lot better than their already really good match they had at Forbidden Door.
You know what? Okada doesn't have any trust points with me. 0 trust points. I feel like he hasn't proved anything to me. To me, he's black.
But you don't watch New Japan.
You don't watch New Japan.
No, I don't. But when he's coming over, every match he has with AEW, I'm like.
Well, unfortunately, his first match was marred by Adam Cole getting that freaking concussion,
and this Bryan Danielson one,
then a broken arm.
It wasn't good. That wasn't a good match for the people in it.
He doesn't hurt people in New Japan. I don't know if there's some kind of language issue or I don't know what the deal is. But,
and the other thing is you have sorry, I just had a brain fart.
Well, let me tell you, if you're not impressed with Okada, and you need to seek out his trilogy he had with Kenny Omega, you need to watch his match with Jay White from the G1 Climax show from a couple years ago.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying I've only watched him in the AEW ones, and they had a hard time following the Kenny Omega Will Ospreay match. Like
Yeah.
no one could
Well,
follow.
even Danielson came out and said, "I don't want to follow that,"
Yeah.
and I don't blame him.
And, I mean, and in all fairness, I know the injury happened and the great match prior. I still thought Danielson Okada was a great match. I still did.
So did I. I thought it was really like at least he wrestled 10 more minutes with a broken arm. I mean, what more could you ask from Danielson? So,
But I'm telling you,
it was like to me, it was meh.
this Wrestle Kingdom match is going to be phenomenal. Like I can't wait for this. So I'm really hoping that Danielson doesn't do something stupid on Wednesday and get himself hurt, because I want to see this match happen and come to fruition. But speaking of Danielson, he comes out at the very end of this after Kingston wins and gets in the ring to confront Kingston, and the show ends, and that's the end of it. So we didn't see what actually happened there. But yeah, that concludes this episode of Collision. Now, let's look ahead a little bit to Dynamite before we get to our ratings. So we've got Danielson versus Kingston, and then we've got Moxley versus Swerve versus Jay White. And that's the gold of the blue finals. Now, let's talk about what we think is going to happen here. I know we've kind of glossed over it a little bit. GM Joe, make your predictions. Who's going to come out of the Gold League and the Blue League, and who's ultimately going to win this Continental Classic?
I'm going to go with Danielson and Swerve Strickland.
Okay.
And I think you've convinced me with it that Danielson wins, but Swerve is still going to look like $1 million in this match.
Yeah. I kind of think so too. I came around to thinking it's Danielson because of the aesthetic at Wrestle Kingdom. That is a huge stage. Tokyo Dome. All of Japan basically watches Wrestle Kingdom.
Against Okada.
Yeah, against Okada, who is by far the biggest star produced by Japan in the past like 15 years.
It's just good salesmanship.
Yeah. So you sold me on that idea. Because also, bringing the belts out, that I think it's going to be Danielson. I think Danielson is going to go over Swerve, and he's going to win the Continental Classic. GM Joe, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were getting ready to say something there.
Yeah, I was, and then I don't know what I'm going to say now.
Brain fart?
No, it just in one ear and out the other.
We've got pre-Christmas Eve dad mental fatigue, is what it is.
I still have to go do scoring results for our prediction league after this. So.
Oh yeah, because we included Collision in it this time.
Yeah, I think that this was a great show tonight. I guess we should do our bells and whistles then.
Yep. Are you going to whistle for us?
So speaking of whistling, you played a message that just warmed me and GM Joe's hearts.
Yes.
I did.
Like that, we were down, but then we heard it was like a singing bird just flew into our room.
Was it the songbird of our generation?
Yes. Can you sing something for us, Mr. Isaacs?
I will sing the line that I sang there.
Okay.
It's beginning to look a lot like Collision. After dark tonight. There you go. Oh. That was my opener for Collision After Dark.
Sounds of Mr. Isaacs.
You see, that's what you get when you tune into the garage. We have a threesome every Saturday night. Occasionally I might sing. We'll talk about some stupid shit. And that's what we do. I mean, where else are you going to find this value of entertainment?
Nowhere.
Yeah, and I just want to thank all the people that support and watch us every week. Without the effing wrestling community, wow. You guys have just put us on your back, and just thank you so much for watching and supporting us every week.
Absolutely. And I know we're not closing the show yet, but for everybody out there, I hope you have a great Christmas, and we got New Year's around the corner. I hope everybody has a great New Year as well. If we don't get a chance to speak to you again.
Christmas you've ever had.
The most Christmassy Christmas that ever
You've ever
Christmas. Yeah.
This Christmas.
Okay,
All right, guys.
Can I ask you one? Like, I want to do a little something, little side quest. One more for the.
Hey,
for
we
the
got
end of
plenty
the
of time. A side quest away, man.
Side quest.
What is your favorite match from these first 6-8 months of Collision?
My favorite match from Collision, probably the FTR versus Bullet Club Gold tag match.
Yes, that's exactly what I
That
had.
was a really good one.
Yeah.
The hour-long match.
Yep. I think that's my favorite Collision
That was a
match.
good one.
What about you
I'm gonna agree with
guys?
that. I'm gonna agree with
That's
that one.
literally it's FTR and Bullet Club Gold.
Yeah.
So we all three have the same opinion on that.
Yeah.
Now, Canada Dry, you being a big Bret Hart guy, did you see what Dax Harwood said this week about that match?
No, what did he say?
Apparently, I didn't remember, but apparently that match took place in Canada, and he was apparently texting with Bret Hart before and after the match. He texted with him before the match. Bret wished him luck. Said that crowd's a very wrestling smart crowd, so good luck. Break a leg or whatever. And after the match, Bret Hart apparently texted him and told him that was one of his favorite matches. That was like his favorite tag team match he'd ever watched.
Wow, what high praise.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an hour-long match of nothing but action. There wasn't no 10-minute headlock rest spots or anything. It was just go, go, go.
Yeah, I think I said at the time, that reminded me of like one of their matches from like the height of their popularity in NXT. Like it looked like one of their matches with like American Alpha, which
Or
is one of my
DIY.
favorite. Yeah,
And I
DIY.
love that we get this kind of thing in AEW. Not to sing their praises so much, but just like having one of this every once in a while, you're like, they give them the time to show a match like that on TV for free. Like,
yeah, absolutely amazing. And I love the fact that Collision tends to be more of like the wrestling puro-centric show, which I like. So yeah, I mean, Collision has had some bangers in these first few months that it's existed. So I just hope they continue this route. I want to see more of this. I want to see more of like the Continental Classic, more of that style. But let's go ahead and do our bell rating, match of the night, segment of the night. I'll start with GM Joe.
Okay. Match of the night for me is Brian Cage and Keith Lee. Absolutely love that match. My segment of the night is Tony Storm. And I'm giving this 4 bells. I love this match. The show is like this 2 hours just flew by. Like it was fun. I enjoyed it from top to bottom.
Yeah. Canada F and Dry.
My match of the night is, I can't believe I'm saying this, Eddie Kingston versus Andrade El Idolo.
Right.
I just enjoyed that so much. It's the best Eddie Kingston match. Props to him. When someone delivers, I don't care who you are. If I like you or I don't like you, you're going to get your props. My segment night is definitely Nick Wayne's mom and Brian Cage.
Christian Cage.
Christian Cage.
Too many cages.
I'm always getting stuck up on these cages and pages.
Pages and pages, man. There's just too many of them.
Yeah, they should have a faction, the cages and the pages.
The pages of cages.
The page of the cages. I can picture the entrance music. Just like heavy metal, the page and the cage.
So it'll come out with this big book, like like the Book of Hobbes, but it's like a book of like nothing but pages of pictures of cages.
Yeah.
It's like Kramer's coffee table book,
right?
And it even turns into a cage.
It's a book about coffee tables, and it turns into a coffee table. Yeah.
Well, what? You look at that.
Did you give your bell rating?
No, he did not.
I'm going to give this 4.275.
All right, gentlemen. My match of the night, Danielson versus Claudio. I gotta go with Danielson. He's just the perfect worker in my opinion, and he strikes again on this card. Segment of the night. I'm also gonna go with Christian Cage and Nick Wayne's mom. Even though Nick Wayne's mom can't act worth a shit, she looked good, and Christian Cage sounded great on his part of the promo. So that's my favorite.
Would you take over as Christian Cage's dad? Oh, sorry, as Nick Wayne's dad.
Would I take over?
Yeah, as Nick Wayne's dad. Would you take over that role?
Sure.
Well, I can't believe you're even asking this. It's like it's obvious.
I would love to have a new stepson that like wrestled for AEW.
Yeah.
And has a hot mom. I think that'd be really cool. I mean, that's like a double plus. I don't know. I mean,
it's like friends with benefits and other stuff.
Right. It's like I get to watch wrestling and have a hot blonde mom.
It's like when you have the grilled cheese sandwich and you find out there's also ham in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I prefer bacon over ham, but yeah.
Oh, bacon grilled cheese?
Yes.
Oh, I prefer ham and cheese grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh. Yeah, but I'm thinking this bacon thing could be better.
I've had bacon on grilled cheese before. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, I've actually made that at home before.
Maybe dip it in syrup as you're eating it.
That might be a bridge too far, my good friend. But
maple syrup dip, come on.
My overall bell rating for this, I'm gonna give this 4 bells. Very solid night of wrestling. Nothing that blew me away, but I do think this was above average. And I'm gonna give it 4 bells. So what does that make us as a composite score, Mr. Graham?
4.09166666667.
All right. So on the eve of the birth of Jesus, we had a bunch of 666s in the number.
It's all Canada Dry's fault. He was the one who had to pick that random uneven number.
Damn it, Canada Dry. Look what you did. You just summoned Krampus.
What did I do? Did I ruin Christmas?
Krampus is coming in the middle of the night now, and he's going to beat you with a stick and throw you in the bag. Because that's what Krampus does.
Well, seeing as I sold my sold Krampus my Sega Genesis a couple years ago, I think we're good. Like we have a relation. We talk on Messenger once in a while.
Well, what does he play on Sega Genesis?
All the games that I had on there, like Wonder Boy and all those other cool games.
Mortal Kombat.
Sonic, Mortal Kombat, yeah.
Oh, the Mortal Kombat with blood. Not like the Super Nintendo version that was bastardized and didn't have blood.
And I even gave an extra turbo controller.
Oh, the cheating turbo. Yeah, you got the cheater turbo controller. Oh, yeah. Those will get you banned now if you play online with them.
So me and Krampus were good. So
good. That's good to hear.
Thanks to the Sega Genesis.
Yeah. Thank God for the Sega Genesis. What would we do without that beautiful shiny black console that came out in like 1991?
This is all to promote our new animated series, How the Sega Genesis Saved Christmas. Great little ditty we came up with. Ghosts visit me in the middle of the night as well.
Yeah, well, maybe I can get the Liam set up with a capture card. He can play the Sega Genesis, and then we could just stream him playing Sega Genesis games on this channel. That might be fun.
That would be fun. Canada
F and Dry, do you want to initiate the closing festivities?
Well, I've thought about that for a good long time since the beginning of the show.
Very long time.
I've been pondering this, and I think I will. I was just going to end the show without doing it, but I feel people need it.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been doing them an injustice if I didn't do it. So, on behalf of the F1 expert, Mr. Isaacs, on behalf of GM Joe, on behalf of myself, we wish you the merriest of Christmas Eve Eves. And I just want you to know that if you're struggling or your heart is hurting, reach out to one of us, reach out to somebody in the effing wrestling community, and we'll talk to you. And I know that some people can be alone on Christmas Eve time, and it's a hard time if that's the case. And I just encourage you to just keep fighting. And now I will look for the outro. And when I find it, you'll hear some end credits like this.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effing wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, effingwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.
Welcome to Reindeer Talk, the only talk show that talks about reindeer. And we're basically on sporadically. Don't look for us in your TV guide, but we'll pop up here and there. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Mom, I'm all good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, so Jim Joe, I heard your favorite reindeer was Prancer.
Yep, you got that right.
I think I'm a little more of a dancer kind of man
Oh my goodness.
because I like to dance.
Everybody knows it's about that Rudolph. Oh, if I could get rid of
Where the hell is this going?